Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a set of tools for dulcimer players, and our focus the last week or so has been the hammer dulcimer chord chart. I'm hoping we can wrap that up today. All right, let's just run that. What we'll look at today, one thing is definitely, we only have one tuning and the name is not right, so we'll fix that and look at a few more. We wanted to improve the marker drawing. Right now it's kind of a white square with a rectangle around it, but there's a gap, and I don't know. I'd like to get the string lines in a matching color. They're brown right now. Let's see this guy. Yeah, so the vertical line's brown. The horizontal line should be brown too. And it might be nice to have those chord shapes a touch bigger, but I'm a little worried that's going to change the vertical size of the middle column without changing the others. I don't know. I wonder if I don't know. We draw these as three separate columns. I wonder if I should merge them together. The only trickiness is this one is right justified, and that's going to be a little tricky. I guess I could go to a monospace font. Maybe it might be worth that. Well, we'll see. Oh, also I see this little index. This is the case of a minor chord. The index is not quite wide enough. Okay. And we should look at landscape mode, make sure that's okay. All right. I'm going to move this one down because I think it's, well, I think the others are more interesting, frankly. We'll see. All right. So this drawing of the marker, yeah. Let's find that. Chord chart HD view. Okay. Well, I guess we got to work our way down. One HD board. Layout view. For each bridge, do a bridge layout. Okay, there's that. Yeah, I don't really know the right way to go about this. We're putting this border on. It's almost like we don't need this there. But I guess the actual square is not occupying as much as when you put a border around it. I mean, that's the whole space it's given. I don't know if I can. Yeah. We'll do a bit of a zoom here. Okay, so it looks like horizontally it's pretty full, but vertically it's not. I'm going to try a background. I'm also going to add dark mode to this. We haven't looked at that yet, I don't think. No. Now, is that an overlay? Where's layout view? Well, I'm going to try a rectangle dot fill white. I don't know if that'll give us. I don't think we have a preview now. Might be nice. Can you scale it vertically? I don't know. I mean, it's going to push the box. The problem is I think this box is the right size, but if I increase this, it's going to increase the box. So I don't think that'll help. Okay, well. I guess we could put a frame on this. I don't even know what. Well, let's just try it. And if I, oh well, that's approaching it. Okay, let's try 12. Nobody's bumped up or anything. We're not using. Well, there's one. Oh yeah, something's messed up. He's too big vertically, I think. Let's try 12. Is he going to complain? I never remember whether width or height comes first. I mean, honestly, I just wish there were a Unicode character that was just the right size there. No, that's still pushing it down. No, I don't know why. Is it really pushing it down that much? I guess the box was hurting us a little. Well, that's still pushed down. Was I pushed down before and just didn't notice? Let me revert this file. I mean, I think the real thing to do is make the square an overlay of some sort, but I don't know if you go outside your bounding box, does that hurt the overlay? I don't know. I mean, does the overlay stretch the bounding box of whatever it overlays? I guess is my question. Okay, that does look okay. No, I think, well, the triangle, I think it's just a smallish triangle, unfortunately. I don't know if, But it was I could tell the lines were off here, that this line points at C6 was down like that, something, and the others were off. It's funny because, I mean, this shape is taller than I was putting in, and it was still kind of going nuts. Excuse me. Well, let's see what we can do with Unicode again. And that one looks nice. If we could find a vertical version. What's this? Is that actually Unicode? Yeah. I mean, it's weird because, like, this shape is plenty tall. Why don't they have a rectangle that looks right? Okay, let me keep looking a little. And there's a couple. But, like, that's not even centered. That seems weird. Maybe I should just say Unicode rectangle. Bringing all this other stuff. White vertical rectangle, but he's not white. He's transparent. Maybe vertical would get me something. Five AE. Probably take the border off. Well, I don't want to take the border off. Yeah, maybe we can rotate something. I don't know. Seems like I tried this character before, though. What else have we got? He's kind of skinny. Maybe one of these would... Oh. No. Let's see what else we got. Geometric shapes, Unicode block. Is that what this was? Yes. Okay. 1F794. 1F7. 1F7. I don't know. 793. 1F794. Question mark. He's not bad. Ugh. Well, okay, that's not in the font anyway. I was wondering if one of these might serve the same purpose, like this. 2FA9. Oh, what's that one? 2FA3. Not in there. It drives me a little nuts to have these Unicode characters not supported. I swear I saw another kind of shape somewhere. I think we looked at that enough. But these are 5 hex digits. That's pretty big. Another question mark. Is there a combining box? Just looking for anything that might serve. Draw your own box. Full block 2F588. if that would work. Huh. Interesting. Oh, that's so close. It's not really a full block. Bugsick Bunny, welcome. So we're working on tools for dulcimer players, and right now we're doing hammer dulcimers. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not, but you have two rows called bridges and various strings on each row, and we're doing a chart that shows what notes go on which. And I'm trying to get, I don't want that little gap in there that's there, but I want, that shape is very close to what I want. I need a white marker shape that indicates, it's just sort of a visual reference point. Now, something is funny here. Oh no, I guess that's okay. He kind of lines up. But that overlap is just annoying. Ugh, ugh, ugh. And I don't think I can take, I don't think it's going to look as good with the border off. But maybe I could do this. Like maybe that one would even be okay. 26AA. I just need something that's resembling those little square markers. I think I might have tried that one before. Yeah, the contrast just isn't high enough. It's not impossible, and I might just go with this, just to keep moving. I mean, it's subtle, but you can tell it's there. Okay, let's run with that. I did one of my rare comments. This is a full block. Actually, a pixel short. Okay. Yeah, clipping. Oh. We may be back here. We'll see if I get some feedback. Hopefully we wrap them up. I don't know if we're going to or not. Okay. String lines and matching brown. That sounds easy. If I can figure out where they are. Okay, that's the left side notes. This is the bridge. Oh, that's these texts. Is the vertical separator a single line from top to bottom or one per note? This one is one big line. Yeah. I guess the ones going across, I'm building them with this. So this, let's put a default foreground style. I guess I can do it on here. Oh, I'm going to change the notes too. Maybe I'll have to be a little pickier. Yeah, that's all right. The notes are still black, which is good. I'm not sure this index scrolling the whole thing is working as well as I hope, but all right, but that's okay. Well, again, I'll get some feedback and try it on real phones and stuff. Okay, chord shape's a touch bigger. Oh, that's going to be a challenge. The only thing is, I mean, the triangle is the worst, but I don't think there were multiple triangle choices. But let's see. This one was actually pretty good. Two 5B2. Just go away. I'm hoping for a little bigger triangle. We're whoops. So we have this one, and we're drawing the square, the rectangle. Actually, there is no rectangle here, is there? E diminished is okay. Let's get one that has a rectangle. Yeah, the rectangle and the circle are okay, but the triangle reads as being small. But I think we're using that one, that the first one I had there, 25B2. Oh, those are on the factors. Can I add a white divider to the lines where you have the boxes? Oh, that would be interesting. I mean, the normal thing on these is a little white block. Yeah, that's the same triangle. We can try and, well, I don't know. The font size. The problem is if we match, well, we can't just change the font size. If we make this font size bigger, the problem is the shape is defined. It's got the triangle, but it's got some border around it. And if we make it bigger, the border gets bigger too, and then that pushes the next line down, and that's not going to be good. Part of it is we're doing this as characters, and I'm just drawing it as yet another character. We did the mountain dulcimer had triangles, but we had an actual shape rather than a character here. I don't know if we can. Let's find that shape. I don't know if I can draw the shape in there. Decrease line height and increase font size. I guess I don't understand if that will do it or not. Line height versus font size. Maybe I'll get a picture that makes me believe it. Or font size defines the height, but it has to be. Height of the box is line height. Line height decrease. Make the line height of the text. Okay, let's okay, so is that line height? Is it on the font? Line spacing. I don't want to go through UI font. Line height, push another line. Oh. Okay. That doesn't sound like letting tight. Keep these symmetrical anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'll take a little bit of a trick. if it rebalances the difference between them a little bit or something, or cuts the space, but I may have to. Well, it looks good here, so maybe bump up the font heights. I don't think I can get the size. Well, the other, consider the other side of it. So right now we draw these letters in a column, these characters going across, and then these letters in a column. Yeah, I mean, maybe some. I don't know. Can we use SVG icons in Swift? I don't even know how. Well, my alternative is if I were to make everything horizontally one line across, then I think I wouldn't have to worry, because if one of these pushed up the line, the others would just I mean, it might make the lines a little different sizes or something, just a hair different. But I wouldn't have to worry about pushing up the middle section messes up the other section. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'd be better off just drawing them. I do wonder if I can put the shape in. I'll see who references this. I think. Yeah, we just had to make one. Yeah, that's what we did there. We get a shape. And I don't remember. Can you just draw a shape? Oh, but these aren't all shapes. Yeah, that would give me more flexibility on the rectangle boxes too. Yeah, I could just draw rectangles and put a border and have no problems. Okay. Well, I want to do some sort of quick experiment to do this, but I don't see it. So shape 4 is coming back as a text. Some view. Okay, I can do that then. All right. Let's just say if well, let's get the shape. Let's say note name else dash. Factor sub note name equals nil, return text dash. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Let's move this down. Well, just see what happens. Let's get that shape. We did the equivalent of a canvas, I think. We just had a blank drawing area and drew everything from scratch. I gotta find these triangles though. Shape. I forget. It's not hard to draw a shape, but I forget how. In Swift UI. Just wrap it in something, I think. Do I just have to call fill? And I'll just do that for the moment. I'm just doing an experiment here. Oh, he still doesn't like that. I thought putting the fill might do it. Yeah, that's another way. Yeah. Um, I mean, if we could find a font with the right one that's sort of um, freely shareable and not too obnoxious. I just convert a. Is it shape? Oh. Maybe I have to give it a frame? Why are you not a view? Annoying type text. He's not oh, he is. Wait a minute. Why are you working? Let's do a build. Okay, yeah, you can see that drawing that shape changes the spacing between the lines. It's making it bigger. It's allowing more room, even with a tiny, tiny version of that. I don't know why. Okay. Maybe they have a font that just has what I need. Built-in fonts. I don't suppose they'll just tell me. I gotta put it in the bundle. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Let's see if they just have. I just want to see what characters are in the font. Well, that's not really going to help. Because I don't know which. I'm more of an iOS and iPad app, I think, at this point. I don't know if I even run as a Mac app. List all the font names. Well, I mean, I suppose I could. It's still an error, but it ran it anyway. Let's just make it different so we can make sure we're seeing what we think we see. Well, I can do it in Keynote, right? I mean, usually you have some symbol fonts, right? Oh, what do they call those? Wingdings. Why don't I have wingdings? Well, let's see if Wingdings has it. Yeah, maybe dingbat. All nice ideas. No, he's not just wingdings. Decorative. No. Dingbats. Shapes. I don't know, I can't read them fast enough. Oh, he hides links, I think. You'll have to put spaces in somewhere to... I don't know, do I have to go through all these? Yeah, it's font name. Okay. What's the deal? Okay, so this seems to be... Is this running? Yes. Okay, so what's the problem? I mean, I set the font, the frame to 8x8, which is very tiny. I mean, that's no bigger than what we had before. Let me crank it up a little. I don't know why it builds and runs when it's got an error like that, but it brought the error back. So the complaint is some is text and some is some view. I mean, text is a view, right? Yeah, maybe we have to go to more of a ZStack approach. Okay, I mean, I can get a bigger triangle anyway. The other way I wonder is if I were to make this an overlay, the character did an overlay over top of the line at that position. I wonder if I could if I change the height, does the overlay affect the height of the view? Maybe that's a way to ask the question. Oh, it doesn't. No. Oh, font awesome. Okay. Yeah, I mean, these look like Unicode. Okay, so I don't know what I have to do to license. Well, I think the thing is I've got a triangle now, so that's not so bad. Let's make this even bigger just to make clear it's going there. Oh, he's pushing it sideways too. Okay. Well, that's bigger than I want, but I just want to see it in action. Okay, I'm not sure what to do. Put a ZStack on top and draw the shapes. That might be it. Let's take this line out. We know it's not nil at this point. Okay. Let me run tests. I don't think I did before. So well, the thing with the ZStack approach, I have to make sure my spacing stays consistent. I think the bottom line of this, yeah, we just extract a variable. Why didn't you push? Okay. I'm gonna save that. I don't know. I hoped to wrap up today, but it doesn't look like it's happening. But I don't think it's the most critical thing. It probably can wait, but these others, they just need some fixing. So this is probably not too hard. Who has the index shape? It's got to be pretty high up. That's the bridge name caption. Where's my Chord HD? Vertical index. Let's do 42. So that was the problem, that the last entry sharp diminished seventh chord was a little bit too wide for the distance we gave it. Yeah, so that fixes that. Okay, easy ones. That's what I like. Okay. All right, now landscape mode. I don't know that this is broken. We just hadn't looked at it. It's kind of a pity you can't fit a whole one in, but there are smaller and larger ones of these, so there's not going to be a chance there. Now this, so it's jumping because we set up something that said I only want to treat the whole view as a block, but which is great for this, because if I go to this one, he shows up at, well, he's a little bit above the top. He was showing up like that. Maybe it was an illusion because it all fit on the screen, but it tries to get the whole thing on the screen. But now it bounces when I move it like this. But I think it's acceptable. I'm trying to think of using it. You know, it's like I may pull that out. It was nice for this, but it's not as nice. Let's try it here. Yeah, again, it's not quite catching the top. Maybe we only had this block. But it is bouncing it down to keep things visible. 7. I don't think it's doing what I even wanted, though. Yeah, it really is trying to keep that whole thing in there. Okay, but we'll just say landscape mode is acceptable. Doesn't fit a whole chart. Okay. Dark mode. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, well, those going to white, that looks all right. And the brown's a little bit low contrast, but it's not terrible. Now I'm noticing on this chord. Yeah, I may have to rip that out. Okay, so the V7 chord is an A C sharp, E G, and we don't have any. Oh, there's one, a C sharp. Okay, we got E shape. Yeah. Okay. Does it look better on iPad? It might. Let me try and run it on here. Do you see my iPad? Yes. That's going to take a minute to build. Oh, I still don't. I must be missing something when I click. Yeah, so there's two kinds of instrument called dulcimer, and I think I can run this. Yeah, I can still run this. So one is kind of like a guitar, but it's only got 3 strings, and you play it on your lap. And the other thing about it is it doesn't have all the frets, so it's sort of like white keys on a piano, but it's got some extras added in. But it's an Appalachian Mountain instrument, a North American instrument. It kind of grew out of, there's the Scheitholt and Langalik and a bunch of other kind of folk instruments in Europe. And this one kind of grew out of that. And so you basically hold it in your lap and you strum it, and then you're moving your fingers. One style is you only play notes on this bottom string, and you let the others drone, or you can play chords. And this chart shows chords, mechanisms to do chords. So my daughter is the publisher of this Dulcimer Player magazine, and so we had this idea of making an app for it. The other bit, well, we have a list of calendar events. So upcoming Dulcimer festivals. Actually, something's a little wrong because this is March. It should have. Oh, that one's still running. Okay. But these are upcoming festivals, and so we put a unified list of all those, and you can click on the little globe and go to the homepage for that person who's running that festival. Okay, registration's open. You go out and play at the beach outside. Beautiful. It's a nice area. I have a friend who lives up there. But anyway, we got that. We got basically this is lists of songs, and it's just a few notes to get you started. Amazing Grace, bum 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 bum, or Angelina Baker, bum 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 bum. So this list will get bigger. I haven't done the official list yet. This was just enough to prove it out, but just listing some notes and stuff. So the idea is if you're at a jam and somebody calls a tune, you don't know it, and you go, oh, Cripple Creek is 7742354. I probably can fake it with that, knowing that much. Okay. And then a jam log is kind of a way to keep track of every time you play a song. Just track it somewhere and then think about which ones you want to see. And last one's a metronome. You set the time signature, and it changes the squares, and you can put different sounds on different beats. Okay, and it's usually 4. And change it up and down or like that. So yeah, just various tools. Something we hope a community can use. Oh, I guess there's more news. So DP News is the magazine. There's a page we go to that just has the latest news, just a brief update from the magazine, and then a little credits page. Mudshark666, thank you again. But just enough to let them, send me some email if they have a question. This one is really for developers. It clears the database. It's made ugly just so you don't run into it accidentally. Okay, but so we've got this 6 or 8 useful tools, and then some ideas for a few more. Wow, still running. It's hopefully helps build the community a little bit. One of my tools I haven't done is a tuner, and they don't work so well. I've used other phone-based tuners. The problem is if you're in a room with a whole bunch of people and they're all playing, your phone picks up everybody's dulcimer and it doesn't know which note to try and tune. The nicer tuners go off the vibrations off the wood of the instrument, and they don't have an actual microphone, so it's not much of a microphone, so they tend to work a little better. But let's see what else we have going. Oh, I can't do that while that's going. Okay, I don't remember what tools. What else? There were a few more ideas. I don't think even if we did all the ideas, we're more than half done though. So, but I think this is enough that I can give it to people and start trying it out and see what's missing. One thing somebody mentioned to me was the back button is not really easy for them to read. It doesn't look very good on their phone. I mean, this looks okay on mine. Unfortunately, my phone is too old. All right. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you popping in today. All right. So this should be running. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So chord chart hammered. All right. That's in the light mode. And then, okay. Interesting. It doesn't center. Oh, let's see. Do I have a view? We got sound again. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so it's the font could be bigger, but it's tolerable and it's bigger than a typical thing. Are you back to normal? I have different views. Okay, good. I have different views set up I can just kind of bounce to. Like when we go to break, I do a different view and so on. So I guess that one I set up to show my whole picture doesn't have the mic set up right. Okay. But that's pretty good. Let's see. We're doing 16 iPhone 16. Okay. Let's see. So to do okay, dark mode looks okay. Chord shapes bigger, standard tunings and sizes. Okay. Yeah, this one's annoying. I'll outline it, but I don't think I want to sit here doing it here. Layout. So the layout thing is this defines the bridges, and each bridge has note pairs. So D6, G5, C6, F5. It's just the note names that are going down. The true, false. True is, do I get a marker? The little white rectangle we were playing with. And then these numbers are, they're like the scale degrees, like basically I use the MIDI numbers. So 0 is C, 12 is C, 24 is C, going up by 12s. Yeah, this one's called micro layout, but it's not really a micro layout. Let's see what it really is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15. And then there's a bass note. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. Okay, so this is really a 15, 14. It's got 15 pairs of treble strings and 14 bass strings. Okay, so let's do that. I think it was micro layout when I only put the first 3 notes in at some point, because again, it's incredibly boring to sit here and count these and subtract 1 and all that. At least I imagine it's boring. It's boring enough for me. Okay, so we'll get the name at least reasonable. Take care. Thanks again. And I'm going to put this out at dark mode too. All right, so we got a 1514. Yeah. All right. Now I went through, I don't know, a bunch of vendors and found a bunch of different charts. This one is mostly, I think it's a 1514, but it's different. It's got D sharp, G sharp at the top there. Oh, C, F, D, G, and then it adds D sharp, G sharp. So let's see, well, we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is a different tuning for a 1514. How's he have an extra note? D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, D sharp. A, B, C, D. Am I counting it wrong? 15, 16. Oh, so that's a 16, 15. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's weird because I think the core of these things is mostly the same. There's a 12, 11, and I think it's just drops the last three notes. Let's see, I got it here somewhere. Okay, that's 15-14. That looks like what we have, so I don't need that one. That's a 16-15. I do know people play that 16-15 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 9-8. That's a tiny one. But it's again legit that people do play it. Now this one looks a little funny to me. C, D, E, A, C, F, C6, F5, D6, G5. Okay, he's got a 16-15, but it's well, yeah, this almost illustrates it right here. You can't, because I think they mostly follow the pattern on the bottom. Well, no, this doesn't do that either. He's just got a totally different layout. I mean, that's he's got A, B, C sharp, D. He starts at G sharp. Okay, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, so this is maybe a 13-12. A4, D4. Well, I don't know. He's tuned a little differently. And that's my fear, is I don't know what the variety is for people. G sharp, C sharp. Okay, this is a small one. 3, 6, 9, 12. All right. The count of trouble. Yeah, no, there's no fixed pattern, unfortunately. I mean, you could probably there almost is. I don't know. I mean, I would bet we could probably define. Well, no, we can't. I was going to say we could define like a very wide range for like up to 20 notes in this pattern, but we'd have to be careful about where we start. And then I'm not convinced the pattern is consistent. I think up on the ends sometimes get different stuff because you're compromising on the size. You might pick up one extra weird note. Okay, like there's a B flat here that's nowhere. I mean, we have it too, A sharp, B flat. But it's so close. I mean, this is, yeah, here's the 12-11 above the line and a 15-14 like we have here. I mean, I would definitely be able to take the 15-14 and say, you know, drop the last three on each bridge and you would have it, you know. So I could do that. I'd have to figure out the initializations and stuff because he won't let you do it off an existing thing. But we might be able to do that for some extent, but there's variety in here that's just hard to know. I mean, but these are similar. I mean, that one is basically the same. Masterworks, yeah, this guy's got all kinds. Okay, he goes up to EB. Oh, I guess he goes up one more and he starts at the same. Okay. That's a 12-11 or 16-15. That's similar. 16-15, okay. Yeah, these get a little weird. Right. So he's got extra bridges. But the core is pretty close. Just for the selector. Well, they're as far as I know, all the ones I've seen, the bass is one less than the main, except there's somebody that has a 16-16. So, yeah, we need the info about the tuning. I mean, my fear is, even if we don't worry about these, the third bridges, somebody can have a weird tuning. I mean, I definitely saw some that were different. Yeah, oh, this one says it. Hey, you might want to use C, C sharp, D for this and C or C sharp for that. You know, and like I'm not going to list every combination. So at some point, at some point I may have to say, here's a user interface for editing this thing. And they will have to do it. They'll have to put it in. Maybe we'll let them start with an existing one, but they should be able to add a row or add at the top or bottom and change those notes to whatever they want. These little decimal numbers, that's string gauges, so we don't have to worry about that. We're not gonna put that in our chart. Yeah. So I think I'm just delineating what I have to do, but I think I can take like this chart. Well, ignore the chromatic notes and just take these notes. That's pretty close to what we do. Well, he's got different octaves going on here. Yeah, I just don't know. It seems like there's a lot. Okay, this guy's got 4 bridges instead of 2. I could show that in landscape mode. It won't fit on the mode like this. Maybe I could squeeze 3 in. I don't know, but I definitely can't squeeze 4. I could see, well, maybe it's, I don't know. I feel like I want to get things in people's hands and let them tell me what's challenging or needs improvement. I do think I could probably go a little smaller on, this horizontally. I could probably narrow it a bit, at least a character, at least half a character. That's sort of the way it is. That looks about as thin as I want to get. I don't want the square abutting the marker. But we could probably, especially if I were placing it graphically, right? I could leave half a character here and then cut off half a character, I guess. A little tighter, and then see if 3 bridges would fit. I don't know if the index would have to move. Yeah, 2 rows, but the attraction of this is it somewhat resembles the physical structure of this. But yeah, maybe it just has to be separate. If you've got a chromatic dulcimer with 4 courses or 4 bridges, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I think this kind of picks up the weird notes that got left out on the way, maybe. I don't know, A6, I guess it goes up, stretches up a little higher for the right-hand side. Yeah, you can see there's different shapes on the markers. Okay, so, I guess what I'll do for now is I'll try and do the 17-17, 16-16, 16-15, 15-14, 12-11, and there was a 9-8 or something like that. I'll get those 5 or 6, and then I'll let the people who play other stuff complain to me like, hey, I got this and this and this, I do a 12-11, but I tune that last A sharp up to, or last C5 up to a C sharp on the bass or something. And, if they need to do an editing thing, I guess I can do that. Yeah, I can't see scrolling horizontally for this. That would be, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Probably, this is definitely where I need to get with actual dulcimer players and see what they would prefer. I could squeeze in 3 bridges if I really try. Maybe the font's a little smaller and we're squeezing everything in it, but we're not going to get 4 bridges in. That's pretty clear. And maybe horizontally isn't bad. You just zip sideways and you can see them. It's I'm not sure what you're doing. If you're trying to remember how to spell a chord, that's kind of one thing. If you're trying to find the notes, how is this thing set up? Okay. Yeah, maybe scroll horizontally would be an option if we had to. But I think I'll spare you watching me do all this. It could be more efficient. And I think I will, maybe I can find a way to initialize these based on other ones, like define a master one and then build the other ones off that with, grab the first 10 rows of this one and change that, But let me put that idea about horizontal scrolling. Okay. Build off a master layout. Okay, I don't know. All right. Aaron, welcome. Let me show you what we got going here. So I'm working on an app to support dulcimer players. So dulcimer's two kinds of musical instrument. One's sort of like a if you took a guitar and laid it sideways on your lap, but it only had 3 strings, and it's an Appalachian Mountain instrument developed in the probably late 1700s, definitely by the early 1800s. The other dulcimer is a hammer dulcimer, and I always say that looks like the inside of a piano. I don't know if I have a picture here, but it's usually trapezoidal shaped, and you use hammers and play it kind of like that. And we built a chart to show you what the notes and how chords fit in on this. So there's sort of a standard tuning, more or less. And if you want a certain chord, like this one, you might play a triangle for, and this other one, you might play 4 notes going up or something. So, okay, cool. Yeah. So the hammer dulcimer is mostly almost chromatic. The mountain dulcimer is not. And so our chord chart for mountain dulcimer, you can have, so diatonic is sort of the original style. You can see wide spaces, narrow spaces, and it's more or less like the white keys on a piano. Maybe not starting at C, but starting at G kind of. But then they added in extra frets. The 6.5 got in there because you need a C sharp to play in the key of D. And then the 1.5. And then I've got a few friends who play chromatic. Actually, my daughter does too. Where it's just like a guitar. It's got all the frets that you would expect. And so the chord chart, this one is if you're playing D major chords, well, I'm surprised 009. Oh, I got to do a diatonic. I know that so much better. Okay, so 005, you can leave these two open and hold down this, and you've got a fifth, a root, and a third. And so we're making sure of those. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Very, very doable. And that's kind of the idea for this. I mean, really, you know what chords you're after, and you've got the kind of spotlight notes of what notes are safe in that. We're not doing pentatonic scales. We're just doing the chord tones. But I don't know if you're soloing in pentatonic or something. You definitely could do that. Getting it working with the Spotify, etc. Oh, that would be cool. I don't know what that would take. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it may be doable. I mean, I know there's some functionality for somebody's got a little kit for developing a tuner that will listen, but I don't know what it will do when confronted with all the tones in a song. You know, if they were just playing a melody, that'd be a lot easier. But you might be able to do something. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely seen things where like you get a chord progression, and then, you know, you're kind of either trying to solo pentatonic over the whole thing, or, you know, the pentatonic scale corresponding to the chord, or different approaches. Yeah, you'd have to do some real work for that, I bet. But somebody it may be out there, you know, you never know. All right. So where I'm stuck on this one, we're using, this is really just character drawing to get these shapes on here. It was very fast and expedient to do, but it's kind of limiting us now. So I would like to make these shapes a little bigger, but the problem is if I do, it makes the whole thing bigger, and it's already kind of too big for landscape. And I don't want it even bigger, but I think we want to look at some way to overlay these shapes on top of the fretboard. So if I make the shapes bigger, the frets are independent. Okay. Right. So, all right. So I think one thing I'll do is switch to a monospace font, and then the largest thing you can say is like G#4, three characters, and then let's get them all. Let's handle it a row at a time. I don't know if I can get. I guess if my rows are fixed height, if it's monospace, they will be fixed height, so that's gonna work okay. The way we do it now is 3 separate columns to make this up. That's right justified and so on. But we can do a right justified, we can put spaces in for the missing characters. All right. So, we're going to take a break in a moment here, but let's at least get oriented. So bridge layout, right now it has a horizontal stack with 3 stacks in it. And these are the left-hand notes. This is the shapes in the middle, and then the right-hand notes. So I'm going to switch that around to, let's get this thing monospaced first. Well, I don't have to do it here. I can do it here. Monospaced. Okay, so that one's redundant. All right, I think that's okay. It's, yeah, I think that'll be okay. Oh gosh. Is it Swift or some other code? All right, so I'm going to take advantage of this and try and make these. Well, let's take this as it is. Make font monospaced. Oh, yeah, no, I'm probably not the right guy to do that for you. my stuff I muddle through, but okay. And he did not push. Why did he not push? I gotta watch myself. I'm not sure I'm clicking the right things. Yeah, sorry, I can't really help with that. Okay, we're due for a break though, so let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes. We will come back and we'll modify this bridge layout view so that it works a row at a time instead of a column at a time. And I think that'll give us the flexibility we need to slap in the shapes on top of it. Based on the height of the text, maybe we can probably figure out what that is. All right, see you in 3 or 4 minutes. All right, welcome back. Okay, so let's take a go. I guess we're going to make this, we're going to flip the V stack and the H stack basically. So each row is an H stack. And I guess we're going to have to, let's stop. Okay, so I'm going to have to run through the bridge.pairs, bridge.pairs. Okay, so let's move the for each to the outside. Okay, so now this is a VStack and this is an HStack. Okay, and we'll put this in. I don't know if we hit the wall on this one before too. Yeah, I think. Oh, the stuff has to change colors. Oh. Okay. HStack. I'm not gonna do that. We'll just do them one by one. Okay, now this. Yika Rika. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make that the same. Have I got the I'm just going to comment these out for a minute. I think we'll have to put this on the whole thing. Oops, my commenting didn't comment. That's the HStack. That's the VStack. That's the 4H. Okay, let's see what we got. I think the spacing is going to be rough because of the C sharp versus C versus whatever. Well, that's not bad. I lost my divider line. How is that working? Pair.left.name. It seems like I'm running it. I guess I'm very puzzled because I don't see why this would be right aligned. I want it to be, but I don't see why it is. And it built 42. Pair.left. Oh. Pair.left. That should be pair.right. So we have the same thing on both sides. Yes. Oh, maybe that just balanced it out. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Thank you. like now, since there'll be different links of names on the two sides, they will mess up a little bit. We'll have to do a little tweaking. Yeah. Not, well, yeah. Okay, here you can see F#5 pushes the line to the right. Okay, so um, let's define a function make with 3, 4 paired out left. And I think we'll. Oh, maybe it's pad left 3. Is there already a stringed up pad left? That's right padding. Right. No, I think the problem is the lengths of these lines is different. So they would, well, let's pick. Here's one, a sharp 3 characters versus 2 characters. It sticks out just a little bit. The line is centered, right? I mean, it's a little bit less than 1 character on each side, but the because these 2 strings aren't centered, we have to have the centerpiece centered. Okay. Panning. No. I should say Swift. No, that depends. Okay, somebody in this one was saying something about right padding. I suppose. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I want. Okay. Pad left. Okay, so if I come in with size 3 and the string count is 1, I do 3 minus 1 is 2 characters to make up. Okay, this doesn't work if you're already bigger, but don't do it. Okay, pad left 3. All right, let's see if that looks better. And we don't have to do pad right because we're not putting anything after the view. Where's that F sharp? Oh, still. Well, what's weird to me, something's still off. Are they off? I can't quite tell. I don't think it is. Something's funny. All right. Yeah, the C sharp 5 and the G sharp 5 are distinctly sticking out. I guess C sharp 5 to F sharp 4 kind of in the middle there. That's clearly wrong. What's going on? Hey. Oh, good point. Now that one had a solution. Well, maybe I'm better off making it more similar than not similar. String repeating blank, count, size minus count. Oh, it is a new string? Okay, good. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, let's call it. All right. Thank you. Okay. It's a touch awkward. We don't have our divider line, but I think that's okay. Let's see if we can get that divider line in there. Let's see what I have him on. Okay, so he's on the VStack. Alignment center. All right, he's background divider, frame width to background color. No, I shouldn't need to. Well, I mean, it's not working, so on the other hand, but I would have thought this would put a background on that whole VStack. Oh, maybe I went on the HStack. No. I went on the VStack is all of them. Why isn't he... Let's change him to an overlay. Maybe he's blocked out by something. Oh yeah, you're right. That they do tend to be different, don't they? Yeah, you're right. It may be And it's funny, I see a slight bump. I don't know if it's visible from where you are. Let's see if we can magnify this. Oops, this one. Yeah, I see a little tiny dash right in the white space, and then also just above here. So that's on the VStack, but if I put it on the HStack, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. I'm a little skeptical. Okay, the HStack, yes. I'm worried it'll be disconnected as it goes, but maybe it won't, or maybe that's going to be acceptable looking. Where are you? Well, it's still got the little bumps. Let's do a ZStack. For each pair, for each bridge, okay. Let's make this a ZStack. I don't know what happens if I put a divider out there on a ZStack. Not showing. Or we're still seeing that little dot. Why? Did I leave the overlay in? No. Is there a line shape? Well, I can make a rectangle. Let's do that. Oh, maybe the lines take more space. Well, we can tweak that. There's spacing. Okay. Why are you doing that? All right, let's put this. The ZStack. So we're going to put a rectangle in the middle first. The width is 2. I'm puzzled why it's breaking up between these. Oh, no, I am puzzled. But we can do HStack. Let's do spacing 0. See how that does. Oh, that'll help horizontally, but not vertically. Okay. Did it help horizontally, though? Why? Why vertically are you not touching? Definitely not acceptable. Okay, I'm gonna put another shape in here. If I just do that. I probably have to go to color. Well, spacing 0 on this and this. And pink may be a bad choice. Let's get my background color. Foreground. I'm more puzzled why there's space between them, though, still. Oh, that's closer. But they're not stacked. Have I got that inside the... Why is it... Oh, for each pair. Well, no. That's for each bridge. Is this one bridge? Yes. Let's move this. for each pair. Okay. Let's try that. Now I've got a VStack that contains all the pairs. Okay, they were coming out of separate VStacks before. All right, so now I expect one circle in the background, one rectangle in the background. Hopefully no space between them. Much closer. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. A little more space before the letter would look better. But that's okay. We'll get this divided out. How's that line? That's looking good. Now, I don't think I want another space there though. Ugh. I didn't run. Well, I think I'm going to need an extra space between the letters and the symbols. Well, maybe I could just put it in like this. Increase the HStack spacing. Well, but then it puts it between every character. Oh, maybe not. Well, no, it would because... Oh, this one could be 0. This one doesn't have to be. You're right. Got 2 HStacks going on. Okay, that's coming along. Very nice. Yes, thank you. That's great. I guess the colors on those horizontal lines, and I think that puts us back where we were. Okay. Hopefully better prepared to do the next step, but okay. So that one, I guess this HStack foreground style is color dot chord chart dot what's the rectangle? Fret. A little bit weird. Okay, let's make sure that's together. The shapes put their own color on. This puts its own color. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can check this in. Switch from multiple columns to multiple rows in the HD chord chart. Commit and push. Okay, I guess I did something. Something's different. I don't know. But he seems to have pushed. Okay, so now the trick. Okay. So for each pair, do that. Now that's one row. Okay, let's put a height on this. Well, I'll make it very visible. Oh, frame. It should be way too tall, but that's okay. But all the lines should go all the way down. Well, way too is a little exaggeration to do anything. I think I need to do the habit of previews, but the thing blows up on the previews so much, it just makes it feel not worth it. Okay, it is having an effect. All right. So I think what that says is given that I did control the height, then I can drop my position stuff at a known distance. Is that true? I don't think I want to do everything as an offset overlay, rather. All right, I do think these can come out. We're doing all that. Foreground, we had some spacers before. Yeah, now I wonder if I make my shapes bigger, what happens? Font body leading tight. I don't think that's going to have an effect. I'm going to put this back to 24. All right, so what if I do this? Weight with design. I got to do a whole. Okay, let me ask on this one. I think I have to set the font name and the font. No, I don't want a custom font. Yeah, maybe I can use a size like that. Let's see if that just screws it up vertically. I may have to put this to be centered vertically. I don't know. What's going on? Oh, I'm getting that on the dashes too. Do I have a triangle on the left? Yeah. Let's just put it up there. I think that still looks good. Oh, this got bumped. Well, that's the size I would like. Yeah, it pushes the note names around. Um, that's why if this were an overlay, I think it would work. But the overlay is just making sure everything's coordinated to the positions vertically and stuff like that. I just don't know. But I guess if they were all frame height the same, yeah, let's see if we can draw those that way. Yeah. It's just I don't know. This is getting big. Um so I guess this is just going to become text of dash. I need an M dash. Okay. I know their height is 24. Centered, you won't need the left-right spaces. Yeah, I think I just need to print those shapes appropriately on their line, each one in a frame height of 24. And then I'll center that, and then I'll do an offset Y to move it back or forward. Okay, so there's the VStack. So I'm kind of doing the same thing I was before with multiple stacks. All right. HStack. Okay, where's the end of the VStack? And I'm a little worried just, well, I suppose I could extract some of this out. But all right, let's do this. So I've got the HStack. I've got this VStack. Oh, he's not an HStack, he's another ZStack. And I've got to do the for each. I guess I got to do a VStack alignment for each. Okay. And now I'm going to do shape for paired out left. Okay. I still got him at font title, but I gotta have this height on each individual shape. Okay. Let's see if that does. Yeah, ZStack, it puts the first one in the back and then works its way forward. So we should have everything drawn. I'm not sure about the center line, but I got to offset it. But I think we can derive that. I don't know. I get this. Okay. Yeah. I think we can make that work. They look to be lined up properly. Okay. Well, we have those extra dashes. We'll get rid of those in a moment. But, whoops. Oh, how about X? Okay. Yeah. 24 is too big, but I liking the size better. The triangle looks a little low, but I think the triangle just does look a little low. He's still connected. All right, let's do 18. A quarter of the way. Yeah, we'll see. Well, maybe a couple more. Let's call it 16. Let's go ahead and stick the other one in too. Those might be a touch big. What's smaller than title? Title 1, title 2, title 3 all look pretty much the same to me. I've seen people with pictures of all these weights or defined sizes. Title 1, title 2, title 3 body. Maybe title 2's a little smaller. Oh, did I do large title? I did title. That's better. A little bigger than we started with. We'll try title 1 just to get a sense of it. Oops. Oh, that's title, I guess. Large title, subheadline, title 2. Yeah, title was too big. All right. Let's go ahead and use that constant. Okay. All right, and then I want space instead of text. Okay. You can see the black dash if you look real close. Okay. Maybe it's shape offset. Oh, have I pushed him too far? Tried the offset at 18. Okay. see if he just doesn't like this constant. What does offset X want? It probably wants CG float. Yeah. That one compiled before. Let's just, we'll be explicit. And I don't know if you have to be a floating point to get that constructor, but we'll see. Oh, should have made that 18. Yeah. The monospace font's a little wider than I like, but I think this is good. Okay. Well, I think that's a good wrap for today. We'll yeah, I'm almost wondering if I should offset Y a little bit. Yeah, there's not a good way around that in my experience, I guess. I'll maybe do it offline, bump it up one, and see if that does help anything. Because it looks a little weird to have the diamond a hair below the line. Like, come on, font people. Um, but I think this'll leave us. I think it leaves us in a reasonably looking shape for this. And tomorrow, I expect we'll mostly refactor. I'll try and get those default layouts in this evening. But I think we've left a lot of things like this should be extracted into its own shade or view, and I don't know what all else. We stumbled around at the beginning of the chord chart quite a bit. I did delete one class we stopped using, but I think there's still some cleanup we can do. So we'll focus on that, and then I don't know if we will pick up any of these other things, but at some point I want to start doing some stuff to get ready for the beta that is coming up. I've already got a couple people in already. Actually, I added another guy just before lunch or just before we started. But I think, kind of get it out in some hammer dulcimer hands at least. But there's a little bit of stuff to do before I think that's ready for that. I hope to get that done by the end of the week for sure. So, all right. Well, thanks for coming along today. It's funny, we ended up somewhat like the original with the 3 columns, and I don't know if that means I'm not sure what that means in terms of what we've done here, but we'll see. All right. Have a good evening, and I'll be back 2 to 4:30 tomorrow Eastern Time or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Good night.